I'm here, y'all. I'm here. Lucky number 43. We made it another day, man. We made it this far. I'm gonna let some folks come in. Before I commence to do what it is that I do. To my cosmic celestial family, I'm here to entertain. I'm here to inform. I'm here to educate. I'm here to inspire. I'm here to share in the experience of existence. Excuse the munching, but this is my snack time. Again, I know I said I want to get to the point where when I'm consuming food, when I'm eating, I'm only doing that. I'm not streaming, I'm not going live, I'm not listening to music, nothing. I wanted to give my undivided attention to my food consumption. But sometimes things don't always pan out the way you would like for them to pan out. As I said the other day, we may slip. But so what? Slipping is a part of the experience of progression. Think of life as an adventurous hike in the wilderness with branches, trees, streams, rocks, mountains, rivers, unpaved walkways. It's inevitable you're going to slip at some time. It is inevitable that you will slip at times, but the whole point is to continue on your journey. If you're hiking through the woods with your friends or your significant other, if you slip, fall, you don't end the trip just because you fell. I was about to say you don't end the trip just because you tripped, but that's kind of funny. That's a little redundant. You pick yourself up, you keep going. Now, obviously, there are extenuating circumstances. Like you might slip and fall off a mountain. You might break your leg. You might die. You might slip on a thorn bush and just get prickled to death. But I'm just saying, within the realm of everyday happenings and going on a hike, The stumbling and slipping, that don't make you stop. That make you keep going, man. Oh, something is trying to stop me from getting to where I need to be. I see slipping as something trying to discourage you from the main mission, man. Don't stop, keep going. But forget all that. Thursday has a theme. Dirty Thursdays. I like how that sounds. Yes. I'm a cleaner comedian, but I feel like every now and again we should have a regular moment to purge creatively and just do your most crass stuff possible. I'm not saying I'm going to be even doing these types of jokes at shows anymore, but I need to still make sure the blades are sharpened in case I'm in that arena and have to use those jokes. And those jokes made and define, they don't define me, but they help build who I am. So without further ado, I'm not going to give y'all too much more philosophy. I'm not going to give too much advice, man. We just about to hop into the dirty Thursdays. We playing right now. Fellas, we're messing up. We are having a hard time pleasing the ladies. What up, Joseph? Mel's got. We are having a hard time pleasing the ladies, yo. I looked up the statistic and it said overall, men only make women come 3 out of 10 times. Overall, 30% of the time. You know what I thought when I heard that statistic? Those some Hall of Fame baseball numbers. She got that Pete Rose pussy, that Cooperstown coochie. They need to hang her panties up in the rafters and throw that Hall of Fame jacket over her shoulders like James Brown. This is a man's world. Women complain that men only make them come 3 out of 10 times. You know what that tells me? If you want to come more, you have to fuck more. 10 times equals 3, 20 times equals 6, 30 times equals 9. If you want to bust more, stop being conceited. It's a numbers game and bust that coochie, boo-boo. Women complain that men don't make them come, but they seem to conveniently forget that men invented over 99.9% of all sex toys, including dildos. So the next time you're with your man and he inevitably fails and he has to reach for that toy as a backup plan, remember, we made that for y'all. We knew our limitations. As the old saying goes, if you build it, they will come. Speaking of come, man, I'm glad I got my lady. The only time I'm going through a dry spell is if it's that time of the month for her or if my IBS is acting up. Besides that, you said, am I on my way to get fried chicken? Here we go. Do I look like I eat fried chicken? I got a beard, a do-rag, and glasses. I guess I do look like I eat fried chicken. No. If I'm gonna eat fried chicken, man, I only want boneless. I do chicken tenders. I don't know nothing about wings. I don't know. Just to chill, try them. That's what it is. That's who's talking to me now. Just a chill, try them. I don't care about no flats. I don't care about no drumsticks. I only like chicken breasts. Don't give me no thighs. Just give me chicken tenders. When it comes to my chicken, I have the palate of an 8-year-old boy. Listen, I don't I don't like the stringiness, the tendons and all that. I want the tenders. He said, when did you get released from jail? Most of y'all all in prison inside your mind. You got to ask yourself that. When are you going to get released from your mental prison? I just bit my tongue, man. When did you get? I got released from my mental prison in 2011 when I started listening to Alan Watts, and I finally broke the shackles of religion that had my brain and all my people pretty much subjugated for the past 500 years. Mentally, I broke from that. But anyway, back to the jokes. This dude's trolling. He about to get blocked. Let's remove this guy. He's a cornball. Report harassment. And there we go. Hey, bro, give me your money. 2000. What the hell? Yeah, we getting this fried chicken dude. He got to go. He got to get up out of here. Yeah, he got to get up out of here. Because we try to keep it positive over here, and then somebody trying to be on some racism. Let's harassment and bullying. Let's call it that. This one is harassing me. Report. There you go. All right. There goes that. That's a. Oh, this guy's still here. He said, "Oh, he's so sensitive." Nah. There's a certain energy that I want with my pods, so I'd rather just not have you there. Anyway, back to the jokes. He says, "I need to pay the room rent." Y'all just gonna troll. Y'all ain't gonna let me tell my jokes. All right, bump it. If this was what the people want, if people want me to roast them as they come in, I roast y'all. His ass. He said, "You still crying? You don't know what you're doing." You're right. I don't know what I'm doing, but I do know one thing. I'm eating these Thin Mints. I'm driving a car, and I'm having a podcast simultaneously. There you go. You said, "Are you poor?" Am I poor? That depends. If you compare me to Bill Gates, I'm extremely broke. But if you compare me to some indigenous person from the Amazon, I'm the richest person on earth. So rich and poor, it's all relative. And a lot of those individuals that got a lot of money, they may have a lot of resources, but then they no longer know who their friends are. He said, "Show me your car, Mr. Devil Abhay." I drive a 2016 Toyota Camry. If you Google that, you'll see how my car looks. Because this is used to, I don't know how to share images while I'm driving, and I'm not that advanced with this technology right now. I should be, I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna get better at this. I'm gonna get better. Yeah. You want me to send you my contact phone number? Yeah, you gotta go to, yo. You weird. Mr. Devil Abhay. Yeah, we about to get you up out of here too, yo. See you later. Peace. No more. That dude's going now. Yeah, we not dealing with the trolls and all that. Nah. I come very respectful on this podcast. But people like they'll be anonymous. They don't got no real profile picture or nothing like that. And their whole purpose is just to cause chaos. And get reactions. Hey. I mean, it contributes. It's hot. It contributes to the engagement on my podcast, so that's cool. But it's Dirty Thursdays. We about to get back to dirty jokes, man. I'm so happy I got my lady right now, though. Me and my girl been rocking strong. You know what I'm saying? But even though I love her, she's down for me. She cares for me. Completely respects me. We was on the verge of breaking up, man. Because you could be with somebody for a little while, and after a year or so, you start to learn their idiosyncrasies. And I realized that even though my lady's very successful, she's not really that skilled in the domestic area. You know what I'm saying? She don't use no fabric softener in the laundry, yo. All my clothes be coming out crunchy and stiff. I put on my work suits and I be looking like the Tin Man from the Wizard of Oz. I'm like, baby, why you don't use fabric softener? She's like, I don't like it flowery fresh. I said, I don't like the mechanically musty. Put some fabric softener on the clothing. And this gonna make black folks mad. My lady only use one dryer sheet for 2 loads of clothes. One dryer sheet for 2 loads of clothes. Black people use 7 dryer sheets for 1 pair of drawers. 7 dryer sheets for 1 pair of drawers. And she mixed the colors with the whites. I said, this is not the dream that Martin Luther had in mind. When it comes to mixing my clothing, my colors and whites, I'm very, very racist. I'm the Grand Wizard of washing. All my t-shirts was pink. So when you look at my underwear drawer, I look like the biggest supporter of breast cancer awareness. Hey, but it's a good thing, I didn't break up with my girl. That would be the stupidest reason to break up with your lady just because she don't wash clothes good. Because my ex broke up with me for something far worse. My ex broke up with me for something far more stupid. My ex-girlfriend broke up with me because she wanted me to wait 90 days until it was time to do the love thing. And I made it to the finish line. And when it was time to collect my trophy, when it was time to get my bouquet, she wanted me to use a condom. Ugh. I told her I can't use condoms because it fucks with my pH balance. And by pH, I mean penis hardening. Because I'm 47 years old. Condom is like cock kryptonite. Whenever I put one on, I feel like a Vietnam veteran with both of his arms blown off from a dirty bomb. I can't salute. My sex soundtrack is... She gave me the dishonorable discharge. So it's a good thing we broke up, man, because she was filthy. She was so dirty, whenever she got out of the bathtub, it looked like Saturn. Get it? Because it got that ring, man. I know it's a few astronomy majors in here. You know exactly what I'm talking about, man. She had Star Wars towels. She had May the Force be with you toothpaste. Nah, that's not the reason why we broke up. I'm gonna just be honest with y'all, man. Real reason why we broke up, she's a younger lady. I'm an older man. At the time, she was 29, and I was 42. And I just don't have the same sex drive that I had when I was in my 20s. When I was in my 20s, I had the sex drive like a push-start engine on a 2026 Porsche. 0 to 60 in 5 seconds. Beating out the cops. Breaking the speed limit. Risking life for limb. Running red lights. That's sex on a period joke for those too stupid to know what I'm talking about. Now, 47 years old, my sex drive is like the crank start engine on a 1920s Model T box Ford car. 0 to 60, never. Foreplay for me now is like this. Turn on the radio. I gotta start this old ass shit up again, man. This is some bullshit. I need some Viagra. I need the honey pack for the black folks. He's in the army now. Yeah, the army. He's the boogie woogie bugle boy from Company B. That's the soundtrack to my dick. That's the soundtrack to my penis. Happy I got my lady, man. Because like I said, ain't really no more drying spells unless she on her monthly or unless my IBS is kicking in, man. I was thinking a few years back when I was going through this drying spell, man. It was like 4 to 6 months. I ain't have a whiff of no type of buns. And before I was pushed to the point of wanting to purchase some punani, I hopped online and I found one of those swingers websites. And I wound up hooking up with a 65-year-old couple. You know what I'm saying? It was a cuckold situation. You know what I'm saying? But the dude wanted to be involved too much. It was like less cuck and more old. You know what I'm saying? And the wife, she had red hair, but her hair was real thin. It was thin to the point where you could see her skull. You know what I'm saying? It was like I was looking at the surface of Mars, man. And she had really nice breast implants, but she also had very thin skin to match her thin hair. In fact, her skin was so thin you could see the titty bag move around her rib cage. You could almost make out the seams inside the titty bag. You know what I mean? And she was real old and rigor mortisy, you know what I'm saying? So having sex with her, I had to go real slow. She's like, I couldn't go to Pound Town because I didn't want to break the urn. So when I was hitting it, she was like, and it was turning me off. You understand what I'm saying? I was like, I was losing my strength. You know what I mean? So I had to do the Ron Jeremy. And if you cats know anything about Ron Jeremy, you know he had a problem with maintaining his manhood. So I had to hold the back of the caboose, the guy that trained inside the tunnel. Now, there's a rule in threesomes. Well, when it's two guys and one girl, Patrice O'Neal called it a train. But when you're in that situation, pleasing a woman, the two of you have to be as far away from each other as possible. So if I'm hitting it from the back, the dude getting head, or vice versa. For some reason, the husband wanted to be right next to me while I'm doing the Ron Jeremy, and his fingers was mad close, not Kurt touching, you know what I'm saying? It was like the Sistine Chapel, you know, Michelangelo, you know what I'm saying? The creation again, you know what I mean? Trying to create homosexuality. But that's not even the off to the side of the room, I kept hearing a boop. Off to the side of the room, I kept hearing a boop. I looked over at the table and it was like this PlayStation contraption with wires coming out of it. And I was like, what the fuck? This chick got EKG on Bluetooth. So apparently the husband hopped up and went over to the contraption and punched some codes and asked the wife, what the hell is going on? And then she lifted up her bloomers and infused inside her abdomen. It was like this miniature Game Boy looking type contraption. So the husband punched some codes, bloop, bloop, and it like synced up with her abdomen. Apparently she's a diabetic, so that's like her way of reading the sugars. I'm like, damn, I just had sex with the Terminator's grandmother. But that's not even the crazy part though. Because you know, ladies, you know, when you get wet, when you're young, you know, it's ocean. It's watery. It's like Primatine Mist. It's like ocean spray. But she was a little bit long in the tooth, you know, and she was malnourished with the hydration. So whenever she got wet, it was like blue cheese emanating from her orifices. It was a gas and sight. It's like every time her heartbeat more blue cheese came out in rhythm. So it was like, but that's not even the crazy part though. So finally, like the blue cheese ran out. There's no more in the walk-in cooler. And it was like, I need some lube. So I go to grab the lube that's on the Schiffer Road next to the PlayStation diabetes machine. And when I went to grab it, the husband intercepts the lube, grabs my wrist and squirts that shit in my hand. I said, this has got to be the most ridiculous sexual experience I've ever had in my entire life. But this is the most hospitable host that I've ever seen. See, most hosts, they invite you for dinner, give you some dessert. They may even let you sleep in the guest room if you had a few too many. This dude will lube up your hands so you can smash his red-headed, thin-haired, thin-skinned, big-titty, robotic, blue cheese-producing chick. That's why I'm glad I got a girl, man. I'm glad that the dry spells is far in between, man. I got another dirty story for you, man. This is another time I was going through a dry spell, right? And somehow I wound up hooking up with a butch lesbian. I hooked up with a stud. You don't think that's possible? You don't think because they sometimes dress like men, they don't get an itching for the dickin'? Some of them chicks be having babies, and they can't all afford artificial insemination. Some of them hoes be taking dick. And you can't sleep on the studs, man. Cause it's like, to me, like the fruit that I compare a stud lesbian to, it's like a pineapple. Cause you know it got that hard exterior and it got the green spikes on the top. Cause you know a lot of studs, they shave the side of their head and they dye their hair exotic colors. You peel back those green layers and get to the inside, ain't nothing but a bunch of sweet feminine goodness, man. When studs be having babies, I remember there was this one meme on Facebook. It was this pregnant stud. She was on a basketball court, holding the belly, trying to still look hard. And then the homeboy came up. He was like, "Dag, Lex, what happened?" She was like, "I was drinking with my niggas, man. Fucked around and got your boy pregnant." That's what I'm saying. Like, you can't sleep on the stud coochie. Because a lot of them are givers more than receivers. They like to facilitate. So it's a lot tighter down there. It makes for a much, much, much more pleasurable experience. And if you've ever wanted to travel in the forest, but you was afraid of the wildlife, and you wanted some type of simulation, studs don't really shave down there like that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of times they don't really shave too much, so it's real bushy and forestly like, you know what I mean? So smashing a stud, it's like your pee-pee is the machete, and her bush is literally the bush. It's like, I'm searching for the pleasure. That's a machete. That's you smashing. I'm searching for the pleasure. I'm searching for the pleasure. Oh shit, that's the wrong hole. That's a stink hole. So I'm about to have sex with this stud, right? And right before we had love, she put on a strap on. And she told me, "Bend over, motherfucker. I want to go first." And I was mad offended. Because that shit was white. And it was bigger than mine. I said, how dare this woman bring this 4-inch abomination to the bedroom? Diabolical. That's the thing I don't understand about not all lesbians, but some lesbians. Because they claim they don't like men, but they use toys and apparatus on themselves and other for pleasure that resemble penises. If I was a lesbian, I would not want my toy to look nothing like the male genitalia. Fuck that. I would want my toy to look like a tongue, a fist, Wanda Sykes afro, anything that's not related to the male parts That's why gay guys got it figured out. Because you'll never see two gay dudes put on a fake vagina. That shit would look ridiculous. Could you imagine two gay dudes about to do Netflix and right before they have love, he's like, chill, player. You don't even need no condoms. I got these pussy pull-ups. That shit would look ridiculous. It would be all bulky, like a pamper. This dude would look like Tommy from Rugrats. Take me there, I wanna go there. Make a wish. Close your eyes and count to 5. All I'm saying is, if you claim you're a lesbian, but you use toys and apparatus on yourself and others that resemble penises for pleasure, that's like claiming you a vegan, but you eat celery that tastes like sausages. It's vegetables. But deep down, we know exactly what you crave. You want that beef. Glad I got it out of the dating game, man. I'm completely glad I got out of the dating situation, man. Especially, I was on them dating apps well into my mid-40s. And when you got a pot belly, when you got a bald head like myself, and when you're unaccomplished in life, you're not exactly the top choice on these dating apps. I was like an Arby's sandwich. I have the meats. But Arby's attracts the strangest of customers. And that's who always hit me up, man. I remember I matched with this one chick and I laid out the date. I was like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know, we're gonna get some dinner, go to a comedy show, do some karaoke, you know what I mean? Take it from there. She was like, you can do all that for me, but once we done dinner, you can take me home and I'm gonna have dessert with somebody else. I was like, what? You gonna have dessert with somebody else? You mean to tell me I'm gonna bake the bread inside the oven and somebody else gonna eat it? You treat me like a volunteer firefighter, man. I gotta take all the risk, all the danger, but I don't get no pay. And by pay, I mean punani. And that's the thing. I don't understand why women nowadays even use dating apps. It never made sense to me, man. Because women have been getting offers for dick their entire life since they was young, unfortunately. And now they want all the digital dick attention too. Bitches that use dating apps are like millionaires that use food stamps. I mean, how much more government assistance do you need? She want the government cheese, the Swiss cheese, the Gouda cheese, the peppercorn jack. This chick wants the entire dairy section of the deli. And see, women, they confusing, man, on these dating apps because it's always mixed messages. Because, you know, they'll always have this saying, like, not looking for a hookup, not looking for a hookup, not looking for a hookup. But their profile picture is ass cheeks. Ass cheeks with the well-tailed thong in the back and Bible scriptures on top. For God loved the world so much that he gave his only begotten son. John 3:16 ass chicks, man. I'm like, is we supposed to have sex or go to Sunday service, man? You see, at my age, I'm 47. You know, luckily I ain't on these dating apps. Cause I'm an RB sandwich, man. I be matching with the strangest of individuals, man. I be matching with the BBWs, the big, beautiful women. My question is, if you truly think you're beautiful, why do you only show pictures from the neck up? It's not even really about your size. It's about the confidence. I need my lady to have that Lizzo type confidence. If my lady is big and does not have the confidence to twerk at the Staples Center with her booty cheeks out in front of children, she can't be my boo-boo, man. Plus, I need to know what I'm getting into, man. I need to see the full body picture, man. I need to know if I'm gonna need an Ace bandage and a Gatorade before I pick you up. And the big ladies, they always have a heading on their page. They always have a heading on their profile talking about, I know what you thinking. And I just assume that she talks like this because that's how her neck look in her profile. I know what you thinking. I'm a BBW. And if you don't like it, you can keep it moving. This is something I never understood about big girls when they put that heading on their page. Why are they giving advice to individuals to swipe left that's going to swipe left immediately before they read anything as soon as they see their big face? That's like me saying, if you don't like light-skinned dudes with pop bellies and bald heads and glasses, swipe to the left. I don't got to tell y'all that. You're going to swipe it as soon as you see my bald head and my glasses and my light skin. I don't have to type that. My face is the words. It's like they're gaslighting themselves. They're creating this fictitious idea in their head that they're rejecting people that did not want them in the first place. That's like a bum with a full shopping cart talk about, ain't nobody gonna steal my cans. Nobody wants your cans. Nobody wants your 5 cents. And if she would have kept it moving, maybe she wouldn't be a BBW. You know what I'm saying? Taibo, kickboxing, Pilates, yoga, and I could talk trash because I got a pop belly. As a matter of fact, I purposely stay chubby so I can keep 30% of my comedy act. I once matched with a chick in a wheelchair. She had some real big titties. She was beautiful. But her heading said, I'm not looking for a one-night stand. And so, you know, I'm trying to be clever. I'm hitting her back with jokes. I said, you'll be happy if you could stand one night. The joke didn't go over too well. She blocked me immediately. And she reported me to the dating site. And now I'm blocked. Better. You know what their heading says? I'm looking for a long-term, like the letters literally shake. I'm looking for a long-term, this bitch got Parkinson's fine. I'm looking for a long-term situation. I said, but you got a short-term life. You better take this short. She only got about 5 more minutes. She gonna be dead before Murder She Wrote go off. Her coochie smell like snickerdoodle cookies. And it was crazy, man. Because I bet her alarm, when she wake up, the ringtone is... And for those that need to know, that is the theme to the show Newhart, which I hated. My babysitter was old as hell and always made me watch that ish. We was watching Wheel of Fortune, and then Jeopardy, and then Newhart, and then MASH. That very I don't know why I was singing. Very, 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 very traumatic time in my life. I'm not gonna sing that no more. Yeah, man. So I'm just happy I'm out of it. I got my lady, man. And they tell you, like, I was a man whore most of my life. I was definitely a professional side dude. So when I finally lock my lady down, you know, I still get intrusive thoughts, you know. I still think about things. My bad. I still get intrusive thoughts when I'm with my lady because I was a professional side dude most of my life. Most of my dating sexual life, I was always a side dude. So thoughts still wander, but that's what separates the man from the beast, because you still gotta suppress your nature. You sacrifice a part of your beast self for the sake of the love of your lady, man. And you gotta figure out how to keep the relationship fresh and how to stay faithful, you know? I know a lot of y'all fellas in there, y'all got y'all work wives, and you see a work wife walking through, she got the big booty, she even gave you permission to cup the butt cheeks. Even if you did it a couple times, like, don't do that no more, man. Whenever you get that temptation to cup your work wife's butt cheeks, transfer that energy, and once you get home to your lady, really cup her cheeks and channel it all there. Some of you ladies, y'all got work husbands too. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they be sending the dick pics and all that, or you might want to send him a little cleavage pic. Nah, man. Transfer the energy. And when you feel horny for your work husband, send your real husband some pictures. It's all about energy can't be created nor destroyed. It's taking that energy and just putting it on somebody else. We always putting our feelings on other people. So why not do that sexually and put the feelings back to the people that it belongs to? You gotta be creative. You gotta be creative, man. Like the other day, I was making love to my woman. I was making love to my woman. But I was thinking about somebody else. Is that faithful? Now, a lot of people would say that isn't really faithful. Because even though my body was in the right place, my heart was somewhere else. And you know what? You might be right. You might have an argument there. But let's entertain this other scenario. And what if, and God forbid, by happenstance, I should happen to get caught into the clutches of temptation, and I'm making love to another woman, I'm making love to another woman, I'm making love to another woman. But I'm thinking about my lady, though. Is that faithful? Because y'all just said as long as my heart is in the right place. Oh, so the heart and the body got to be in the right place for it to be. My lady hates that joke. And she's a licensed carrier. And if that joke becomes reality, some of y'all gonna be carrying me. And keep the gun in the holster. Let me see if I got any other dirty jokes, because I got another joke about hooking up with an older lady, but it's like, to me, it's kind of redundant, because I already have a joke about a threesome with a 65-year-old couple. And I'm gonna tell you another joke. Sex with another older lady. I don't want to do that one. And then I got this joke about eating booty, but I'm such a better writer now that I feel childish doing the joke, so I'm not going to do that one. I think I don't even know where we at. I think we had like 45 minutes. Listen, I think I gave y'all enough. Earlier, a couple of goofy hecklers, they tried to come in and act stupid, so I had to block them real quick, man. I'm not tolerating that on my show at all. Like, we have things that we can use online to defend ourselves from trolls. A lot of people, they like to go back and forth with them. When I see it's literally going absolutely nowhere, and it's deviating from the mission of me creating. Now, if they would have been roasting, going back and forth, that's cool. But you talking about, you about to get some fried chicken? When you got out of jail, give me your phone number. What kind of car you drive? Like, come on, man. Like, damn. At least try to be somewhat endearing and clever with the trolling. Like, that's ridiculous, man. But we're going to do it again tomorrow, episode 44. Oh, I got a comedy show coming up for anybody that is in the West Hartford, Connecticut area. Aprilfoolishness.eventbrite.com at the Elbow Room, 986 Farmington Avenue, West Hartford, Connecticut, 06107. The comedy club is in the basement. It will be starring Gary Alexis. He's a regular at the Funny Bone, Hartford, which is really in Manchester, Connecticut. Featuring Annie Benany from Cape Cod, but she's actually really from Connecticut, from like the Bristol, Connecticut area. And with special comedian guest Dan Brown and myself, Bo Green, winner of over 40 contests. Been doing comedy going on 13 years. I've performed all over the country. Was a top 6 finalist in the comics competition at the Mohegan Sun in 2025. And I was a semi-finalist of New England's Funniest Comic in 2021. And I've won over 44 local contests. I say that to say this: when you come to my show and you see me, the one that's holding the microphone and being the master of ceremonies, or if I am just the individual that is on that show, you can best believe and rest assured that you will be getting your money's worth with how I deliver these jokes and things. That's a whole fact, man. And I always tell this to young, up and coming comedians, there's no such thing as writer's block. If the comedy gods have stopped giving you creative things to come up with, that is their way of telling you to work out and perfect the things that they have given you already. Stay away from the nonsense. Stay away from the negativity. Stay away from the drama. Stay away from the rumors. Focus on the funny and lead with love. Life is not something that is happening in spite of you. Life is an experience to behold. And with that being said, I'll holler at y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow for Weekend Warriors.